Sheila Gunn Reid for Rebel News, and I'm here in the United Arab Emirates. I just left Israel. We're on a fact-finding mission about the impact of the Abraham Accords. Today we're at the Museum of the Crossroads of Civilization with the owner. Please tell us your name and why you created this beautiful place.
My name is Ahmed Abeid Al Mansouri. I'm the founder and the owner of the Crossroads Civilization Museum. This museum, I had a passion for history from childhood. And then I had this museum later. When I built the house in 2006, I made the museum my house. In 2011, graciously, the government came. They said, you made something very beautiful, talks about different cultures. Please come out. And they gave me this royal house. And all of the collections you can see here is from things that are important for me. And maybe it's more interesting for you is the items from the Jews from the Arab land and about the Holocaust, other things. These are the areas which are part of our culture or religion. And as you know, the Jews and the Arabs used to live in the Middle East together. At the time, when we were together, living in harmony, we were all excelling. We were all, spreading the knowledge, spreading the science, the values to the whole world. And unfortunately, for the last, decades, almost the last century, for almost for 100 years, the Middle East not the same as before. So through history, through museums, people can see, we can destroy the negative narratives which happening from like both sides, from the extremists, and show the reality, the beauty of our relationship together. And as I said, the most important people, the most people who get excited about our items in the museum, our religious people, because they say beauty, because we share the same God, we share the same culture, and we are in the Middle East, and this museum reflects the kinship and also the religion aspect, and these are very important for us in the Middle East. We cannot escape from them. Unlike many other regions, other modern way of solving problems, but part of our civilization's kinship and also the religion.
You've invested obviously an incredible amount of time in this, but also money. I mean, as a Christian, I'm seeing religious artifacts I would expect to never lay eyes on because they would be tucked away somewhere in the Vatican. Why is this a passion for you?
Because it's all the same religion for us. It's the same. We have the same God. When you go to the monotheist room, you can have things from also all three religions, and this part of our culture. It's part of our religion, so part of our identity. And for me, if you look at, although the Emirates is United Arab Emirates is a very advanced country, we went to the moon, so we went to the Mars, and we are in the space sector and different advanced science sector, but we keep our identity. We never change. Sometimes we wear Western clothes outside for security reasons. Otherwise, we will never change. So we are the same. And Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, these are all the same source. We believe in the same prophets, and we have the same values.
Now, I saw as part of your Holocaust exhibit, that you went to Auschwitz yourself. Tell me about that.
That was a great experience to be there, to see things, and to learn there. And it was also very important to speak there, because I was very fortunate to be the first person to speak in the main March of the Living, and I spoke as an Arab, as a Muslim, and with our values, that whatever the genocide happened, this should never happen again. It's against all that, and we have a verse in the Quran, same also in the Mishnah. It says, if who kills one life kills the entire humanity, and who saves one life saves the entire humanity. How about when people like 6 million, 25 million people get killed? How that affects the whole world, and the whole world suffers from that.
There was also a room in your exhibit that I found very compelling, and it is a room that demonstrates the Jewish ties to the Holy Land, but that Jews and Muslims lived in peace there for a very long time.
Exactly. We have tribes. As children of Ismail, and Arabs, we have tribes, and also the Jews have tribes, as children of Ishaq. And for us, it's very important to remind the people the Jews are not foreign; they are from the region. They are part of the region, and whatever political problems we have to solve it. That's why I always say we need to. I always talk to our Jewish brothers and sisters, is that to design programs for combating Jewish hatred, or they call it anti-Semitism, because we are Semitic. We cannot call Arabs anti-Semitics, and but for Jewish hatred or for denial of Holocaust, to speak to the Arab world, because most of the programs are designed to speak to the Europeans and other countries, because the problem between the Jews and the Arabs in the region mainly is political. It's not racism. It's not having being against the religion, and and politics is about interest. So they are much more. We have to use different kind of diplomacies to solve our problems and to reach to compromise, and that's very important. And the exhibit here shows the different lives of the Jews and the Arabs in the region.
Now, lastly, I want to ask you a question about the impact of the Abraham Accords here in the UAE, but also to the work that you do here.
I think it was an excellent initiative that really brought us together to speak, have dialogue, and also to educate about one another. Since the Abrahamic Accord, for example, we have many conferences to understand about each other's religion, many religious events, many cultural events we are doing from here, and that helps a lot to see how we influence one another positively. At the same time, as a successful country, many countries in the region they look at the UAE, which path goes, and also, I think we have some kind of our experience. Many people can learn from it. And after our peace, many countries joined the platform of Abrahamic Accord.
And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to show us the important work that you do here to demonstrate our shared history and the things that we have in common.
It's my pleasure. It's my honor, and it's a duty for all of us to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rebel News is here in the United Arab Emirates on a fact-finding mission about the impact of the Trump-led Abraham Accords. To see more of our journalism from here on the ground, please go to rebelnewsisrael.com.